Hi guys, and welcome to another Pause for Security podcast with myself and Aaron. We haven't done one of these for a while, so this is just going to be a catch up. I've had lots of new stuff happen. Aaron's had lots of new stuff happening. It is what we now March. We're now March, aren't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, March. Yeah,
So
it's been a minute.
So what is new with you? Obviously, last time we caught up with you, I think you obviously working for Poseidon and you had a role. I think you was a static guard whilst you was doing that. So what's been new with you since sort of December?
So we've had we've moved house. That's that's been interesting. Let's just put that final point on it. Yeah, interesting. But it's a nice house, bigger, and better for the dog. So it's made life a bit easier as well. I'm a lot closer to my work now, so I've also took on another role. So I'm now doing mobile patrols, which is different. It's a little bit more. You're always active, so you're always doing something. There's always something that needs to be done, and you sort of the shift just sort of disappears quite quickly, which is nice. It gets the dog a lot more active as well, so he's getting out in new places, doing different things. Everything from it could be anything from searching a building to just literally taking him for a walk on a property just to show a presence, which is nice. So yeah, it has its benefits. Downside of it is obviously you are working alone all night and you're not getting back up because you are the backup. You're the one people call if something goes wrong. So yeah, that it does have its twitchy moments. I'm not going to lie, but it hasn't been too bad to be fair.
What have I been up to since December? So sort of December time, obviously we had Christmas and that, and then obviously the Patreon started. The Patreon started obviously as paid for your house. Obviously, I've bought half your house. Yeah, so the Patreon's been running. Obviously, there's been videos going up since sort of November time. So you've got all the videos from sort of November. We're currently coming to the end of sort of the Patreon only month, which I think has been good. So there's been videos every Saturday. I think there's been two normal videos and then Ollie's debut. So for Patreon, Ollie's journey is going to be Patreon only at the moment. Just to sort of not protect him, but obviously we're just starting off, and obviously he's just a puppy, etc. So, and it's new for me, and I think it's going to be an interesting journey. So obviously the Patreon's been up and running. Obviously I spoke to George. You work with George.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
spoke to him the other day, and like I appreciate him just like paying £3 a month so you can see all of the content. I think the important thing about the Patreon is that not just to look at it that you're paying £3 for a video, you also obviously get all the YouTube videos, but you're just helping support them videos as well. It's not just like that one thing. But I don't want to bang on about Patreon too much because I feel like it will sound like I'm bleating. But obviously the Patreon's been good. Ollie's debut video went down well. Someone said that they really enjoyed it and got some good tips out of it. They're interested in watching, and I think even with sort of the Cocker Spaniels, etc., is that a lot of the early training is quite similar. So sort of like the sniffer or the detection kind of work, it always starts off with like ball drive, which is exactly the same you use for GP dogs. There's going to be different things. There's going to be I'm going to need to get Ollie to learn to out because okay, with GP dogs you get them to hold and out obviously to target the arm, but if you are working in detection, if Ollie runs over and picks up a bag of drugs and puts it in his mouth, I need to be able to shout out, and he just drops that because you don't want him swallowing it. So at some point, I'm going to need to teach him to out, which is obviously going to be very similar training as you will for the GP dog. So for people that don't want to watch Ollie's journey because they're not interested in detection sort of stuff, there's going to be lots of similarities. And even the video that I've done the other day for sort of ball drive, etc., there was parts of that that's very similar to Cooper's article detection. Is that it? Whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
So they're
Oh,
very
exactly.
Yeah, so they're very similar in terms of them kinds of training as well. So for people that are thinking, well, I'm not going to sign up to watch Ollie's journey because it's not going to be anything, no, it's not going to be beneficial to me. If you are going to be getting a puppy soon, and obviously you're thinking about training it up to do GP work, there's going to be things like ball drive. There's going to be sort of holds and outs, because in order to teach Ollie to out, I need him to hold. So I'm going to have to teach him to hold something, and I'm going to need to teach him to out of something. There's obviously going to be lot of similarities with sort of the article search to drug finding. It's going to be, and I'm going to use Coop to hopefully to show a comparison, but also to give Ollie the good ideas. I know there's been people that have had a go at me for saying monkey see, monkey do. But if you watch the video with Ollie the other day, like just getting a handful of treats and just throwing them into the grass, Ollie looked at me and I said, fine. And because Cooper's already looking around, sniffing around, finding, Ollie just copies him. He's like, all right, this is what we're doing. So, and obviously if I throw the ball, I explained the video, look, if I've got Cooper, who's 40 kilos German Shepherd, and I've got Ollie, who's a 10 kilo little puppy spaniel, if I throw a ball, there's only going to be one winner. But Ollie watches that and he starts running, realizes he's not going to win the ball, and then comes running back to me. But now, when it's just me and him, if I throw the ball, he just goes running after it because he's like, "Oh, I've seen the other one do that." So I'm going to use Cooper for lots of comparisons, but also to try and build a little bit of competition with Ollie and Coop. Normally, what happens is I won't walk both dogs at the same time, so normally I'll take Coop out first for a loop so he can go for a toilet, come back, and then I'll take Ollie up to the little park to put the poo in the poo bin, obviously on a bit of a shorter walk, but I'll take him up there. And then when I come back, I'll get a handful of treats and I'll just throw them at the floor in the sitting room. They spread out all over the place. And basically what happens is they both just charge around and find all the treats and eat the treats. But what that has been is, it's been very good to teach them to share. So there's never, if Cooper's about to go for a treat and Ollie gets there first, Cooper doesn't have a go at him. Cooper just moves on to the next one. So it's taught them to share. So they're very good at sharing food. They share a water bowl, so they both drink out the water bowl at the same time. But also what it does is it builds a bit of competition. So it makes Ollie go faster, because Coop is obviously pretty experienced in using his nose and finding stuff. It builds a bit of competition for Ollie that he has to do it quicker, faster, more efficient. Because if you get a dog and you just ask him to do it and he has no competition, he will do it, but a lot slower. But if you put a bit of competition in there, all of a sudden it needs to be a bit quicker, a bit faster, because he understands that if he's not quick, he's not fast, he's not efficient, he's not going to win. He's not going to get any of the treats, because Coop's just going to pick them off as he walks through the sitting room.
Yeah. With the so with the Patreon, it's like I understand what you meant. So when it first, it's had a slow start with the Patreon, but I think the way you've set it up is really good. And guys, as well, like obviously if you listen to the podcast and you're on YouTube, it's not a case about just getting the content from the Patreon when you sign up. It's to help make the channel better. So if we've got, if Michael's got more fun, then he's going to do better YouTube videos, because he's going to be able to get better equipment. He's going to be able to do more different types of videos. It just opens up that realm. So it's not just a case of what you're getting immediately. It's the case of what in the future, what you're going to get more of. How you find your new kit bag?
My new kit bag, it's decent. That's obviously in one of the Patreon videos, so I won't give loads away because
obviously.
But yeah, like the kit bag's been good. It's much better than the one I had. The other bag I had was nice. It was a present from the missus when I first started, and that, but it was quite flimsy, quite soft. So what ended up happening is it just took me forever to try and find stuff, because there was just loads of stuff. It's much more organised. It's obviously got some decent pockets. It's a lot sturdier. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. To be honest with you, I don't have loads of stuff that I take in and out every day. Like there's lots of stuff I just leave in the van. For example, like paperwork and all that. That's in a bag that stays in the van. I think in there I'd normally just have sort of my lunch, all my camera stuff, all that sort of stuff. So stuff that I don't want to get nicked or I don't want to leave in the van, etc. So I don't have loads that I actually use it for. I think someone like yourself or other people, they probably keep all of their logbooks in there, all of their paperwork in there, and things like that. Where I'd literally just use it to transfer whatever I don't want to leave in the van whilst I'm not there. Do you think a dog can look bigger and smaller compared to the size of the handler?
And it is, as much as as much as people don't like to admit it, it is an intimidation thing, and it's true because that you'd have to be stupid not to admit it. It's like for example, if me and you walked past the sign and there's a guy there with one Malinois and the dog looks tiny, me and you might go, yeah, I'll take the chances. But if we walk past there and there's a 52-kilogram Rottweiler with a head like a lion, you just go, nope. I'm off. See you later.
Yeah. So guys, that is not the end. Oh, fuck that. Right.
Even the missus is laughing.
I fucked that right up. I went to say something and then I went to say something else and got halfway between the two. So guys, that is not the full episode. The full episode is up on Patreon where you'll be able to see this with visuals. Obviously, this is only an audio clip on the YouTube. But on Patreon, it is the full episode with visuals where you'll be able to see us. Aaron, give me 3 reasons why they should sign up to the Patreon. Go.
Talk about put me on the spot. 1, because it's us. 2, because we have dogs. And 3, you're not going to get this information anywhere else.
There we go, guys. Sign up to the Patreon where you will not get content like this for any less than £3 a month. Go over there, sign up. We'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. See you later.
See you later, guys.
There we go. That weren't too hard.